So, my dear friend is getting married, and I wanted to hand paint her and her hubby a greeting card. And since they're both fans of sea turtles, I thought it might be nice to paint some sea turtles on this card. So I'm going to start by scoring my paper, and we do this so it gives it a nice clean line when you fold it. And I kind of like that deckled edge, so that I want this to be the front of my card, and then I'm going to cut this piece off. So I'm just going to mark where I want to make my cuts. Both on the top as well as the bottom. So now that we have those marks, using the sharp side of my X-Acto knife, I'm just going to cut right through. Best to use a metal ruler when doing this, and then it's okay if it has a little bit of a tear, but that one's pretty clean. So this is going to be our card. Okay, so I sketched out my sea turtle as well as the word love. And if you would like an outline of this, just leave me a comment. So what I'm going to do first is, my whole sea turtle is actually going to be done using a wet on wet technique. And I've already activated my paints, and I'm going to use primarily my turquoise color for this. And I want to make sure that I get a nice amount of water on here. I don't want it to be puddled, but I want it to be pretty moist. And this is the fun part. I just dab in the color. I'm going to pick up a little bit more pigment and just drop it in. And then I almost let it paint itself. Now I'm going to leave that area alone and move on to the next one. Using clean water. Sometimes you still have a little bit of pigment on your brush, but using clean water, we're just going to repeat that for the next block of color. And this is a nice practice to do. You know, put on some light music and lose yourself in the painting, in the process. It's great for slowing down and de-stressing. And I'm using Arch's cold pressed watercolor paper. And the side that has the most amount of tooth for this, I think that it, you know, the type of watercolor paper that you use definitely makes a difference when doing this practice. And you can experiment with different papers if you like. In fact, I recommend it because you may find something or a paper that you like better. Oops. This is the same technique that I used when painting the sea turtles for my stationery line. I love how rich this turquoise color looks. Every year, I donate a portion of my earnings from my sea turtle collection to the Loggerhead Marine Life Center in Juno Beach, Florida. They rescue sea turtles, nurse them back to life, and then send them back off into the wild.
To speed the process up a little bit, I'm wetting each of my blocks and then I'm going to drop in color. And because I'm giving this card to my dear friends, I wanted to make it even more special. So I'm going to add in a little bit of sparkle with my Lisilinka paints. I'm thinking that I want to paint along the edge and just strategically paint in. Some metallic accents. You want to do this once your painting is completely dry. You want to wait till your painting is completely dry before adding these accents in.
And using my number 8 micron pen, I'm just going to outline the word love. There you have it. I think they're gonna love that. You can support my channel by shopping my line at Do Tell a Bell in the Zazzle Marketplace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more weekly watercolor tutorials. Your support helps me bring more creative projects like this one to life. Happy painting and see you next time.